I cannot explain to you how fascinating this Luigi Mangione, which means his name means big eater or glutton, if you will. Now, before I begin, let me make sure that I am coming across loud and clear, because every now and then we have audio problems, and I don't want that to exist. I'm not going to commence or continue unless you give me a 5x5, cinque per cinque, or SynQ, as a great the late Donald DeFreeze from the Symbionese Liberation Army. All right, Hillbilly, here we go. First and foremost, whatever you thought about this case, step back and ask yourself, what information am I giving? Look at this Clarice, whatever her name is, on CNN, talk about Syria. It's like she's in another country, another time. You can't believe anything. You can't believe anything or see anything or trust anything that you're seeing in any way on any type of conventional media. I don't know what their goal is. I don't know if they just like this guy, if they're told to like him. I have no earthly idea. So here's what we need to do. Let us go through this. And let me ask yourself this question, to suspend your reality now and ask yourself, if you were a juror, how do you know this is the guy and that this is the guy who shot Mr. Thompson? Not what he wrote, not what he thinks, not what he plans, not what he feels, not his drugs, not MK Ultra, not his roommates, his friends, the spondylolisthesis or spondylo, any of that stuff. No. How do you know this guy shot that guy on this day, at this time, in this place? That's the issue. So before we begin, I say, my friends, make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you're paying attention. But first, pay attention to this most critical word from our critical sponsor. We've been told our whole lives that wrinkle creams were the easiest way to look younger. Now, one doctor says that's nothing but old news. According to Dr. John Lakey, the world-renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert, most wrinkle fixes on the market are nothing but glorified moisturizers. He says they hardly make a dent on your appearance, and some can even be harmful to your skin. Now, recently, Dr. Lakey has focused his attention away from mainstream cosmetic practices. Why? So he can pursue a revolutionary anti-aging breakthrough, one that some experts say could empty the wallets of the cosmetic industry. He says it's almost like Photoshop for your face. You may even be mad after seeing how easy it is to visibly erase your wrinkles from view. His personal clients have dubbed his new do-it-yourself technique the age rewinder method, because it can take years or even decades off your appearance in under 2 minutes. In light of this amazing breakthrough, Dr. Lakey has released a step-by-step video to the public, free and uninterrupted, where he outlines exactly how to use this simple solution from home. He says if this helps even one person look younger or feel more confident, I'll be thrilled knowing it helped. Now, the video has since gone viral. At first, it was shared by users on Facebook, but since then, it's racked up over 2,300,000 views and counting. So far, the comments and feedback have been outstanding, with thousands of women reporting they look decades younger. One viewer even commented, quote, "Best results of anything I've used. I can't believe how well this works. I've never stopped using this. I don't understand how it works, but the results are great. Thank you." Now, so you can find out more about this yourself right now. Go to bhmd1.com/Lionel or click on the link in the description below. That's bhmd1.com/Lionel. Now, there is one thing Dr. Lakey asks from his viewers. If watching this video helps you look and feel younger than you have in years, then please, he says, share this video with your friends and loved ones. Together, we have the power to help as many women reclaim a youthful look as possible. Go watch the video at bhmd1.com/Lionel right now, or just click on the link in the description box below. Now, my friends, it's very easy to get caught up in what appears or what you think is the reality of what's happening. I've been through this my whole life, and I've seen this because it is contrary to what people believe to be true. Meaning you have hints, you don't have trials in life. You have hunches. You have somebody you think there's a cheating spouse, or your kids are doing drugs, or maybe there's a business partner who's stealing money. You don't have trials. They don't put on evidence. You don't prove beyond a reasonable doubt. You just kind of go with it. And so you're not used to it. Raul said it will be a challenge to find him guilty. I don't know. Remember these words. If the trial were held today, and unless there's something we don't know. Now, during this preliminary part, I want everybody to know everything I've got. I don't want to hide it. Remember, I'm the prosecutor. I've got to let you know, not the state, not New York or Pennsylvania, but I've got to let the defendant know. I've got to let him know what is happening. And I've got to put him in the position where he grasps the severity of what's happening, so that they will start to say, let's plead it. We don't want to go to trial. I want him to enter a plea. He's looking at second-degree murder maximum in New York. The only first-degree murder is if you kill a police officer or a like a jail official, or something along those lines. But not there's no first-degree murder, and there's no death penalty. That's been gone since 2004. So he's looking maybe at life, and even that's whatever. So we've got to show that is the sentencing part. So, but in the meantime, you're going to advise this guy. Now, listen, we've got nothing here. Now, if I was his lawyer, the first thing I'm doing is I say, okay, let's talk about this. Off the record, sit down, lawyer to lawyer. You treat me right, I'll treat you right. What do you got? What do I got? What do you got here? What you are seeing right now. Now remember, if I am the family, first and foremost, I do a media campaign, the likes of which you cannot believe. I hit you with yesterday or recently, Joe Rogan said, these healthcare people, these are scumbags. And that Joe Rogan is not countenancing or agreeing with the murder of any human being. Please stop. Don't even intimate that. Don't intimate that. Okay. But this is what people are saying. So I've got a couple of things. First, if there is no feeling one way or the other, and you have to use the media are, remember, media is a plural out, are the second jury. I'm going to have Mrs. Thompson. I want pictures of you and Brian when he was a kid. We call this the Trayvon Williams. Remember him? When they show pictures of him when he was a baby and he was like 3 years old and he was all this stuff. Remember? And he said, what the hell does this have to do with anything? I want to show pictures of Thompson as a happy birthday. Hey, daddy, here he is at little Megan's for whatever it is. I want to show him where he got his, like the J.D. Vance story, where he got his, what he did, wow, how he came up. And the fact that he is the CEO who doesn't determine who gets cut off. This is an industry. Whoever runs the industry. He's a general, but the commander-in-chief is something else. He follows orders. He doesn't do this. Thompson doesn't sit back and say, let's screw some old person out of their pain medication. Hey, let's cut off anesthesia. Let's cut off anesthesia. Let me explain. They need to tell you, do you know why we cut these things off? Because the first thing that happens is doctors will screw us and we have to pass it on to you. Oh, you hear some story about how Anthem cut off anesthesia. You want to know what really happened? It wasn't anesthesia. It was this kind of anesthesia. Let's assume it was a spinal block versus an IV. If the doctors had their way, they would be having you come back and forth and doing all this stuff. These doctors they're the ones. The doctors are the ones who do this. Oh, if you turn these people loose, oh, dear God. You ever had a personal injury markup or did you ever go when you try to run up the bills and you send them to the right people? They do a good job. But depending upon if you have a no-fault state, you want to up the bills. You want to make that insurance. You're going to see, you have, depending upon your state, PIP, personal injury protection, do you have regular? Good, let's go. Hey, doctor, what can you do? Oh, I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you bills. We're going to have therapy, and I'm going to give them ice packs. Do you ever go to a chiropractor? Oh, my God, they give you a hot blanket. They call this thermo, $25. This is $15. I want like this, $30. I gave you a table versus manipulating you on the floor. I'm going to charge you for the table. You're going to charge me for the table. Let me tell you something. This is great. Therapy. And how's your emotional? We have a group meeting on Tuesday. I'm going to charge you for that. These people go to ways. Doctors go to sessions to figure new ways to stick you with every conceivable fee you can imagine. Oh, my God. You ever see a surgical bill? You ever see this? Now, by the way, Hubble says, chiropractor isn't a real doctor. You are so wrong. See, you are into one or the other. Chiropractor or chiropractic have done incredible things. Absolutely incredible. I know people who doctors, you go to a doctor and he says, I can cut on you. I can operate on you. I can, do a laminectomy. I can do an ACL. Wait a minute. Hold it. Is there anything? I don't know what to do. Do you ever go to a doctor and say, my son's acting up. Let me write him a prescription. No. Don't you want to talk to him? No. Don't you want to have any kind of therapy? No. Do you ever go to a psychiatrist? If a psychiatrist, if he's not into this therapy, they can see more people. How are you doing on the medication? How are you doing? Doing all right? How's that abuse part doing? Okay, we're gonna lower it. Okay, how's authority doing? Oh, you got the shovel. Okay, I'm gonna try something new. Come on. Don't ever say black and white. Last night somebody said statins are terrible. Statins save lives. Who in the are you to talk about statins? I don't know. I've just been told this. Unstable plaque. There are people who would be dead years ago. What are you talking about? What do you know about statins? I don't know shit about statins. I'm a part of the internet where I'm an expert in everything. Seed oils. That's my new one. Seed oils. How long have we had seed oils? Forever. Not necessarily good, but I'm on it. I heard something last night. Some guy on some TikTok said, if you eat butter and bacon, the fat's better. It's like, oh my God. Because carbohydrates. What? What's this going to do to your LDL? Cholesterol. It's good. They don't know what you're talking about. But I don't want to cut it off. I don't want to tell somebody you can't do this. So just remember something. And people also say things. They say, well, antidepressants, they're bad too. They kill people. There are people right now whose lives have been given back because of antidepressants. Absolutely. They were unable to function. They were so inert. They couldn't move. They were just dead, emotionally dead. But because somebody might either overprescribe. You see, you remember something. How do I say this? Let me say this in a nice way. You don't know shit about what you're talking about. Pardon me. I know this is early. I know that you don't know anything. I don't know anything. I've never been. There's nothing better than saying, excuse me, doctor, where did you do your residency? I didn't do a residency. Oh, okay. Where did you do an internship? I didn't do an internship. Oh, okay. And where did you go to medical school? I didn't go to medical school. But you're a doctor? Well, I'm an optometrist, or something, or they use the word doctor. Lawyers are juris doctors. We don't use that term. I don't know anything about this. But I have this idea that kind of kids are over medicated because, I listen to Alex Jones or I read this one, and you don't know anything. You don't know anything. You might know just a little bit about a subject that is like, oh my God. No, granted, we can all learn. Oh, remember how everybody was a vaccine expert? Oh, God. That's my favorite. Was this guy vaccinated? What? Was he vaccinated? Wait a minute. Who? The killer or the Luigi? Yeah, maybe. What does that have to do with things? See? Oh, now you're saying the vaccines make you crazy? Before it was killing you. It's called myocarditis. Now people are saying, oh, yeah, that's right. Well, anyway, I'll make it with it anyway. Did he? So do me a favor. Remember, stop. In a trial, if I have an expert, the only person who can give an opinion in a trial is an expert. Everybody else has to say what you saw, what you heard, what you touched, what you felt. Experiential. The only person who can give an opinion is an expert because the expert's not there. Well, I was standing on the corner and he was going about 58 miles an hour. Objection. What? Is he an expert? Does he know? He's giving an opinion about speed. He can tell how fast cars are going. Sustain. He can't give an opinion. Well, I did, he was taking psych meds. Excuse me. Are you a physician? No. What are you doing? Well, I'm on the internet and I know a lot about this. See, I know that we are a psych med oh, really? Okay. Yeah. I see. And you have also, this is my new one. Well, obviously vaccines cause the rise in autism. Really? That's the only thing that's causing a rise? That's it? There are no other factors? Well, the average age of parents now compared to when we were kids, do we have 40, 50-year-old dads? No. Was our mom, do we have fertility clinics? No. Sometimes, sad to say, if you couldn't have a kid, you didn't have a kid. Young people had kids. Young fathers had kids. It was a different world. Environment was different. Food, everything was different. But when you zero in on one thing, because in your mind, you have already said, and it could very well be true. Remember, it could very well be true. But always remember, in the morning when you're brushing your teeth, look at yourself in the mirror and say, good morning, Dave. But remember, I don't know shit. I don't know anything. And we live in a country that doesn't even go and review. They don't even look at stuff. They don't even care. They don't review. I ask people all the time, what does that word mean? Look it up. Oh, I don't look things up. So right off the bat, remember, I love we do this, and I appreciate the fact that so many of you are so cocksure about your opinions, but you don't know shit. I'm sorry. I don't either. Admit it. Just accept it. Say, I'm going to read more. I'm going to see what other people have to do. And Bobby Kennedy Jr., please take what he says with a grain of salt. He knows more than we do, but he doesn't know the whole picture. He doesn't know the whole picture, okay? He just doesn't. I know people, doctors, who won't even talk about another field. Well, I'm sorry, that's gastroenterology. But that's what you do. Well, but I'm more lower. I'm sorry, I'm pediatric gastroenterology. Real experts love their particular, almost like lawyers. I'm not going to give you some family law advice. I don't know anything about that. MD says you can stick your experts you know where. Well, I don't know what that means, but an expert means somebody who knows what they're talking about. So what you're saying, we don't have? Oh, look at this. I love this. I love Bobby Kennedy. I didn't say you didn't love Bobby Kennedy. You're not understanding this. I recognize this. And that's okay, because nobody ever comes along and tells you, wait a minute, you're not thinking about this correctly. We're on the same page, but I don't want you to go around telling everybody. Bobby Kennedy's okay. Bobby Kennedy was a heroin addict. He's screwing around with other people. Oh, he's not. He's got his own things. And Bobby Kennedy he's probably so right. But Bobby Kennedy, by the way, is not I hate to say it. Bobby Kennedy is not accompanied by a lot of, quote, experts in the field one way or other. There are some. Imagine if all of a sudden I become an expert on postpartum depression. Me, I'm an expert. And some people say, you're right about that. And they say, by the way, do you have any other people behind you? Well, and now that doesn't mean anything, because there are some doctors who, by the way, there are some medical schools who believe that the puberty blockers are a good idea. You want those experts? But just be careful that when somebody all of a sudden is an expert in something, who the hell are you? You're saying what I like. I guarantee you, if I had a bunch of people, if I had two different groups of people I could lecture, and the first lecture was, here's how to diet. Dieting is, we're going to talk about fasting. We're going to talk about hormesis. We're going to talk about basically starving yourself, eating less. And the other room is, you can eat anything you want, but just don't eat carbs. Have all the fat and bacon, but just don't eat carbs. Which one do you think I'll get more people coming to? Irrespective of whether who's right, you're going to go to the latter one, because that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. You don't care whether it's right or wrong. You say, well, I must be an expert, right? Because I'm saying this, so I'm going to go to that one. I like that one a lot better. Just like years ago on cigarette packs. How much is a pack of cigarettes today? In New York City, I have no idea. But on the side, they used to have, this may cause low birth weight. This will cause, I like the UK, it will kill you. And one would say, okay, this one will cause heart attack. I don't want that one. Give me the cigarettes that say will cause low birth weight and yellow fingers. Remember that one? I like this. Probably. How much is a pack of cigarettes? New York City. I'm just curious. Here's what I do. Anybody looking this up? No. They'll sit back. No, sometimes you might be, but there are people with phones writing, and nobody will look it up. They'll talk. I don't know. What do you think? I don't smoke. I never smoke. Would you look it up? No, I don't look it up. I just want to keep talking. You fascinate me. As of September 2023, it was $14. No, this is 2023. I don't even know what this is. Here we go. The base retail for a pack of 20 cigarettes is $14.58, effective September the 1st, 2021. Okay. That's another one too. Remember, if it doesn't affect you, you always have to brag about it. I do a spot for no debt. Well, I don't have any debt. Thank you very much. I can imagine being in an AA meeting. I'd like to talk. Yes. Jerry. Hi, my name is Jerry. Oh, I'm not an alcoholic. I don't even drink. I've never had a drink. What are you doing here then? To tell all you losers that I don't drink. I just want to brag that I don't. You're the losers, not me. That's internet talk for you. Pilgrim says, I want to visit our 51st state of Canada. We love. My friend, Ottawa's ready when you are. Now, let's go back to what's going on. You get this guy, Luigi, okay? Remember what I told you. You better start talking about this Thompson. You've got two pictures. And both of them, they got the one, you basically got two pictures of him, and that's it. He is this cutout of whatever he is. He's not even a human being. But then you've got Luigi. Now, question number one. Already they're saying his eyebrows, this center. Have you seen this one? Go to my Twitter or X. You can see it right there. This X, you can see. There's a space between this one and that one. Remember when they had the sleuths? Remember this one who said that Epstein wasn't, the guy they brought out of the cell wasn't him because they looked at his ear and they looked at the auricles and the folds, and immediately people were say, hey, that's not That's not the same guy. What? That's not the same guy. They did an autopsy. You got the family there. You got Baden there. You got everybody there. They're looking and going, yep, that's him. All right. No, it wasn't. Why? Because in this picture, because Jerry on YouTube, whatever, saw this picture of an ear and he's comparing it. And he said, and I'm thinking, well, who the hell's Jerry? Other people will say, ooh, I like that. Yeah, I'm like the guy who goes to this second class because I want to hear what people have to say about how you can eat anything you want. I'm only going to go where I want people to tell me what I want to know. I don't want to hear the truth. Or I don't want to hear like, well, maybe. And I don't want to look anything up. And I don't care. And I also want to brag. Okay, so that's over there. So the first one is, do you think that the person who was the shooter, there's any chance that he is not Luigi? Do you? Do you think so? That's a good one. Number 2, did you see the picture of him standing up? Did you notice anything? Did you notice anything? It looked like he peed. I always said peed in his pants, but people say they peed his pants. Did you notice this? Did you notice this right in the front? What does that mean? I don't know. But here's the thing. Stipulate to it. They found a spiral bound book. What does it say? I wish I could kill him. I want to kill him. Okay. I want to? Yeah. I want to? It's a to-do list. Future. I want to kill this guy. I want to do this. I want to. Did you do it? No, I don't know. Did you do it? I didn't do it. I want to. Is that a confession? Yes or no? Okay, here we go. Stop right now. Mac P. Duff says, the shooter is not Luigi. Go ahead and tell me why. Mac P., you've got the stage, my friend. Why is he not? Go ahead. Tell me why. Look at this. How come the stuff you're talking about has nothing to do with the title? You just ramble about the same stuff. I don't know, Ben. What do you? I just want to know. Is there a problem with this? I don't know. But you have to talk about the title. And what happens if I don't, Ren? Well, I don't know. I just, it just said this. When you stay on topic, it's very interesting, but this rambling isn't. Oh, okay. Well, let me see. What can we do about this? What can we do about this? How can we fix this somehow? What can we do? What can we do? How? Let's see. Is there a way that I can correct this? I'm wondering. Is there a way that we can fix this somehow? Let me see. I think I know how to handle this. I know how to handle it. I took care of it right now. So you don't have to worry about this anymore. You understand this? Anymore. This is the thing that gets me. When people go on and I've seen this, hey, you're late. Excuse me, who are you? I'm just here. And I've been waiting. Are you paying for this? No. It's like Louis C.K., this wonderful entitlement thing he does, where he talks about when people are on planes, he go, hey, what's going on here? How come there's no Wi-Fi? I say, do you understand what's? Do you understand this? This is the part that I don't understand. I will never understand it. I got to tell you this one. You ready for this? You know, Kimberly Guilfoyle, right? She's the one that Don Jr. was apparently told her, look, I'm done with you. I don't know why. I found this socialite. We're through. So they says, So Daddy Don, the president, says, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's make her ambassador. How about North Korea? No, there's no ambassador in North Korea. Let's get her out of here. Greece. What? Does she have anything to do with Greece? No. Well, there's others. Anyway, but the thing is, we don't know. So the bottom line is, let's get her out of here. Okay. So this morning I went and I checked and I looked, and it turns out she blocked me. I didn't even know this on Twitter. I've never talked to her. I've never ever. I don't think I've ever talked about her. She's kind of in the news. But think about this. It's like, what kind of a person? I don't block anybody. I can ignore them. Isn't that weird? Isn't this sense of the social nothing that people say in social media settings they would ever say in public, ever, never. But it's like because people have become so antisocial, they don't know how to even. So I'm thinking, I'm fascinated. I don't care if Kimberly, basically bans me or not bans me, blocks me. I don't really care. I didn't have any interaction. But why is it the fact that do you follow me? No. Well, how do you know I'm even on? I one time there's a woman who blocked me. I got to find her name. I know David Crosby did it. Keith Olbermann did it. Alec Baldwin did it. I think Tater, Stelter did it. But I never deal with them. I never talk to them. I just find this fascinating. And if I don't like anybody, I don't know what they do. I don't know. There are a lot of people I don't know. I never even follow Kim. Anyway, but it's part of this. It's this idea that what is this entitlement people have? You don't have to be somewhere. Go someplace. Go someplace else. And this is like, wow, this is something. This is the most incredible thing in the world. In any event, going back to this guy right now, how do you know that he did anything? And what they're doing is they got to be careful with the insanity defense, because the insanity defense is fascinating because you have to admit you did it. It's kind of an affirmative defense. It's like, well, I did it, but the statute of limitations had elapsed or whatever happened. So you've got to balance this. But if I say, okay, did they have the gun? Is the gun that they have, that they found, not the, by the way, I don't think it was that well-read OSS thing. I don't get this, but in any event, this OSS thing, is that gun? If it's not, the question, Guam may tip over. That is so good. That's very funny. Now, here's my question. Do you understand this? They would say, well, we're going to find the gun. What do you want to find the gun for? Hey, we found the gun. I'm Luigi's lawyer. Hey, that's great. Yeah. Did you find it we found it in the water. Oh, okay. So the killer used this gun, right? And he threw it in the area. Did Luigi do it? Well, I don't know if Luigi did it. Well, why are you telling me? Hey, I found these things. Luigi talked a lot about healthcare. Okay. Now, we did this whole thing about, remember last night we talked about MLK, about, remember this thing we did about, I'm not going to do it again, but it's about MK Ultra. Anybody think it's MK Ultra? Trash man. Who shot JFK, RFK, MLK? You know who shot RFK? Have you looked at this? Trash man. Babe, have you looked at this? Have you ever heard of this? Have you ever heard of this? Let me give you his name here. Let me give you a name. Just a second. I'll give you a name. Let me see. Have you ever heard, what is his name? Oh, God. You know his name. Chase. Let me see. Who cares? What is his name? You know. Not Chase. Was it Caesar? Chase. Hang on. This is, you see what I'm doing now? It's called research. And there's a thing about, there's a research. There's this, let me see this. Let me see this. Ah, yes. Here we go. Here we go. This is just for you. Anybody hear this name? This fella right here. Thane Eugene Caesar. Anybody? Trash. Have you heard this one? Thane Eugene Caesar. Anybody? 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 That's me. Thane Eugene. Look it up. Van Donovan. Look at this. Look at this. Very good. It's all there. Trash man, you have it's all here. Anybody named Lucien Sarti, one of my favorites, one of the best leads ever, could be Badge Man. His MO was a frangible bullet, died in 72 in Mexico City. He's from Marseille or something, one of these classic, he's a professional hitman. I mean, anyway. So this is what you've got to understand. Bobby Kennedy's talked about Thane Caesar forever. But remember one thing about these folks, they'll give you names, but they don't go anywhere. They'll say, don't forget the boarding house and J.D. Tippett shot, it wasn't a 38, it was a 45, and he took the bus, but it wasn't the M13 bus, it was the M25 bus. And Tippett, this guy's P had 1 P versus 2 Ps. Well, who shot JFK? I don't know about that, but I will tell you about Tippett, and this is where they go with this stuff. This is how they confuse, like for example, 9/11. Well, they found the passport of Atta, and it wasn't burned. Okay, so who was responsible? Well, I don't know, but they found that. So that just because you find an anomaly doesn't mean it explains anything. It just means, oh, that's interesting. Hey, this guy Caesar, his pants. Luigi looks like he peed in his pants. What does that mean? I don't know. Hey, in this picture, his eyebrows were different. Okay. Is it somebody else? I don't know. I don't know about you, but what do you think would be the first thing if you came to me and said, and this is important, I love this one. What if somebody said to you, hey, listen, I don't know anything about this. I wasn't in New York. I don't know anything about this. It's not me. Okay. You know what I'd say? He didn't do it. Not, we're pleading not guilty, because not guilty this is a pro forma thing. Of course you plead not guilty because that means the government has the burden of proving the case against you. I understand that. But that's the first thing out of my mouth. I'd say, we're not going to do this. No, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. And the first lawyer was very interesting. He seemed like a local kind of guy. I liked him. He's got his office. Hey, everybody, how are you? I'll never understand what is gained by speaking. Well, we're going to enter a plea of not guilty. Okay, did he do it? Well, we're going to see what kind of evidence there is. And man, I don't know why people just don't, why you want to set immediately. You got to ask yourself, you don't want to look like a jerk when they say, well, we've got this confession. What? Yeah, he just confessed. So you got to be careful what you say. But the bottom line is simply this. Does anybody know? And I ask you, have you heard that the gun that they found on him, the ghost gun, which they're loving because they figure it's that the ghost gun is his? Do you? Is that the gun that shot Thompson? Is there ballistics? Is there rifling on a ghost gun? If I take the 9mm or whatever the slug was from this guy and I compare it to a shot that was fired, does ballistics work? Is there enough rifling? I don't know. I don't know. Because if that's the gun, if they say, oh yeah, please look at it. Here's our expert. I know experts, nobody cares about it. If our experts say, yep, that's a gun, explain that one to me. Good luck. If that's not the gun, I'm going to say, I don't give a damn what it is. Here's it. You want to hear his spiral notebooks? Here is he hates healthcare, and he hates this, and he hates this guy. Oh, absolutely. He was a patsy. It was the guy from the grassy knoll. Very funny, Pilgrim. Very funny. You are a wit. Now, do you hear where we are? This is it. All this. Now, yesterday you're saying MK Ultra. MK Ultra, after the surgery, he was going off and he was having these psilocybin and drugs and this and that and the psilocybin and the drugs and the whole bit. What does that have to do with anything? Oh, so you're saying he did it? OA says if proven guilty based on mentality or disturbed. Oh, my friends, you know what I must do? I have to run. I have an emergency right now. We will see you later today. My friends, don't worry about this. We are going to run. I will talk to you later. Have a great day. Monkey's Dead show's over.